is a powerful tool right now. A couple big engage-centered options taken away in the bans, but we will see what Weibo kind of want to leverage here for their first two.
Yeah, so I've thankfully attained some extra drafting expertise in my recent times, playing for the Winthrop coaching team now, and all of a sudden, I've come to find that Ziggs Camille is like the talk of the town, man. If you don't have...
Let's just say Camille at this point.
Yeah, those two
Camille's
champs
ridiculous.
Banned or one of them taken away, if one side gets both, it's a super threat in today's economy. And the only real thing you can do to match it is kind of having a Shen support on your team. And look at that, we already getting the AP champs that are flexible locked in just like that.
This hurts
so
my
that Casio could very well go into the bot lane. And yeah, Mazel, this is just not the everyday League of Legends we're all used to now, is it?
Bring back my bot lane, man. Like, God, I'll allow like one Ziggs pick every 1,000 matches, give or take. But this is too far, man. We're first picking APCs. We're double APC bot lane, and there you go. There's that Camille you were hovering.
Yeah, and you said we got to see that rather. Wei that says, no, let me lock in the Lee Sin so I don't even gotta trade you guys. I want my hands on Lee Sin right here, right now. Start browsing through the skin menu, start doing the runes. I'm the Lee Sin guy. You want to pick something else? Pick it with your pick, rookie. So that's gonna immediately finish their first 3 picks of the draft. And we've been through this simulation at Winthrop, and we started found that this is a really OP 3/4 half. Is the Ziggs, Lee Sin, Camille. You have so much dive threat, so much backline access. Really hard to inhibit this, and as I mentioned, the Shen is practically the only answer to these 3, and it just helps you it makes you wonder, is this even favorable for Weibo? You have the ability to answer it, but wouldn't you want to be the one asking the questions?
Yeah, I think that's a valid point there as well, and something to think about as we move forward into the rest of the draft for them. We are in the second phase of bans already. That Syndra is actually going to be banned away by Weibo. Wondering, is that bot lane really going to be Ziggs, or is it going to go mid lane? And we'll see what IG want to ban away. I'm guessing probably some solo laners.
That's when it gets really interesting, because since the picks are so flexible, it's really quite common to get 2 mages on one team. So you kind of want to ban some of these really OP mage combos. You know, if you have Ziggs and Syndra, it feels like, how can you ever break mid towers? How can you ever like win these front to back fights when they're just shooting spells from 1k range? So the Syndra ban is quite common, and now we're gonna get to see the range top bans coming in into Zika here. Probably TheShy asking for these, and the top lane is where picks get really interesting. Seems like the marksmen are now top laners, the mages are now bot laners, and the mid laners, they just are stuck with what's left. So
yeah, and supports actually get to play the game on cool picks now.
That is true.
That I don't mind. That I don't mind that aspect of it. Everything else, it's not for me. We do see that Gnar banned away towards TheShy, just trying to take away maybe some of the blind pickable champions. We also ridiculously saw Gnar mid lane last series. I don't know about that one. We're gonna have to check the stats on that. But it will be the Renekton final ban there. So again, focusing those top lane matchups.
Yeah, if anything, getting to see the Gnar mid last game really highlights how important that top lane volatility is, because Vayne is seen as such a thematic counter pick into the Gnar. Vayne and Tristana are the immediate answers into Gnar nowadays, because you just shoot him with more damage and he can't quite fight back with his boomerang. So that's the thing, is you can't quite pick Gnar in those scenarios. They saw Vayne. That's just a slight point to highlight how important top lane is nowadays. Mazel, I'm gonna forecast something here. I would not be surprised if we see more than one champ click top lane as soon as they spawn.
Yes! We get the locked in. Rookie knows how to bring it to him. They knew the Ziggs was going bot lane the entire time. They're gonna go for the Wombo combo carry duo once again coming through. And it's gonna be the Ziggs lock combo, and TheShy just dropped the gauntlet.
Okay, honestly, nothing matters anymore other than getting to watch these 2 gentlemen play League of Legends. They just locked in some crazy dunk combo. Ambessa and Locke, we just get full cinema here today. What more could you ever ask for? And I can't wait to see, as soon as these guys spawn into the rift, what happens next, because this is going to be an intense high-octane match, Mazel. I can feel it.
And you can hear the crowd already getting into it. I know there's a lot of hype for IG, especially TheShy, one of the most loved players, it feels like, in LPL history. But we got to break down these comps a little bit. I do really like Weibo's kind of stalwart style. They're really strong and sustainable in defending. It's a lot of mechanical outplays that are going to be needed from IG's side of things.
Yeah, now that you mention it, that kind of classification for the Weibo comp feels really accurate. Like, I feel like killing that team comp feels really difficult with all the tools they have to kind of dissuade you and, you know, channel themselves, things like this. So it's going to be, and build space, it's going to be really interesting to see if the Dive brothers, D-Wade and LeBron, Rookie and TheShy, are able to get there and hit those dunks into the backline.
You see Clear Love, his first opportunity as coach for Weibo, ended up finding a pretty good team composition, but it's going to have to stand the test of aggression from IG. They've drafted everything that can go forward, everything that can attack, and they got the lock too for Rookie. TheShy going off the Ambessa for his first game back in almost a year, and we'll see if IG can relive those glory days. It's Weibo, it's IG, it's in Group Nirvana, and it's game number 1. Oh no! Go Weibo fans!
Oh man, they got
Weibo fans,
IG fans galore here, man. I mean, it's TheShy and Rookie.
You got your face in TheShy. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, how can you match that? I mean, literally, you love it.
Dude, that was actually insane. The amount, like, I wonder if the venue or whatever just saw this was a Group Nirvana game. We're like, oh, it's gonna be like the last 2 splits where there's like nobody that shows up and it's gonna be like really quiet, and then literally packed to the brim. People are standing around. They're not even in seats. That's the craziness, and that's what some of the stardom brings with this new IG roster.
Yeah, I mean, if I were around, I would personally love to get to see the return of TheShy. Imagine the whole crowd is just ecstatic to get to be there to this event, watching this happen for the first time again. The third time
the first time again and again and again. We're
I mean,
a little
it's just
1v1.
so great, man. It really is.
Look
they
at
just
this.
Keep coming
ADC
back.
supremacy. ADC supremacy. ADC, so just take a snapshot. Don't worry about it and just send it to your local coach.
Yeah, this is looking really good down here for Alec and JWei. Alec does have the Ghost equipped, so what's just going to matter here is how effective Awesome is going to be able to make use of his teleport. If they kill Awesome before he can base, that would be the real way to capitalize on this chunk. But again, a huge chunk down here in the bot lane. Really favorable trading out of the Weibo bot side. TheShy, on the other hand, left in a pretty chaotic matchup up here, but I will say, at level 1, the first trade he ever did, returning to the LPL, it was solid. So he's on momentum, Mazel.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I want to talk about something a little bit more interesting. I would love to pick your brain a little bit if you feel comfortable with it. But talking about this lock matchup, I mean, we were waiting to see what the mid lane matchup was going to be. The Cassio was picked up pretty early for Xiaohu, but they were kind of feigning that it could have been a bot lane Cassio. How do you like this lock matchup into Cassio, and what do you expect Rookie to be able to do on this newer pick?
Yeah, I might get to
they're gonna
touch
fall
on
for
that
it.
if IG doesn't realize, but it looks like they might have some pings. They're aware of Weibo's position. Could have some volatility down here. Wei thinks he might have a look.
Don't do it.
Oh, please 3v3, guys. Let's go.
I mean, if we're going off last night, they both jump over the wall at the same time. Some good coordination there. And JWei, I don't know what happened, but he just wasn't able to hit anything there and just dies outright. First blood goes over to Meiko, and IG are off to the races.
Yeah, I'm just asking for it because we got these two orgs here, these two rosters up against each other. You don't really have to 3v3 there as either side, but I mean, one of you can just absolutely go for it and send it, and that's what we got to see. Turns out to be the better outcome for IG's side here. Way on the Lee Sin, gonna get that crab, probably gonna get the double crab as well. All sorts of trading going on across the map, but yeah, when it comes to the lock champion Mazel, if we finally get a break from combat, looks like Lee Sin might not give us one, but that champion, I would compare him very much to Echo, to Katarina, to Gwen. The way he's able to just get on top of you. Speaking of getting on top of,
nice
we just can't take a break, Mazel.
That is the LPL way. Good preemptive flash, though. Good read from TheShy. Meiko's now on a roam. This is what I want to see, though. Next is influence from the support role, especially for Meiko. He has that first kill. He's got a long sword as well as the ruby crystal in tow. And I want to see them trying to push the advantage. This Camille champion can absolutely run games when there are multiple squishies. And I'm looking at Xiaohu and Elf.
She sure can, and this is the way that the supports have been playing nowadays. They're really cashing in on this level 3 timer. Once you're level 3, the support quest has no debuff. You don't even have to be bot lane whatsoever to get the same amount of XP. So they hit their level 3 spikes, immediately go around the map. That's how we see this Camille Shen meta shaping up. And yeah, I'm just personally really excited for this lock to hit level 6. I mean, as I said, he's really able to get on top of you as an assassin. And once he hits 6, his one-shot ability is very high.
There you go. Purgatory has been initiated, but Rookie gets locked down under turret. That petrifying gaze will kill any man where he stands, and Xiaohu comes up big.
Yeah, Xiaohu with the beautiful use of his R, of his flash, able to catch Rookie daydreaming there in the mid lane. Unfortunately, not quite able to make use of the lock ulti. The lock hit there for the kill. I don't know, Mazel. Looks like Zika's low-key winning out on this top matchup, but TheShy, he's not out of it just yet.
A little bit. You know, proxy farming might be a potential informant of that. But I will say, IG going to keep tempo going, which I think behooves them with their style of composition. We're going to get a dragon start. Weibo in the vicinity. It is a 4v4 brewing. Half health on the dragon now. Fighting. They're going to get the taunt coming through onto Meiko, and he's going to be forced out of the side. It could be a 50-50 here. Jiejie versus Wei, but Jiejie wants no part of it. Now Elk will have to use the spell shield to get away from some of the damage that Awesome was putting. But it is going to be a little bit of a quiet stalemate here as the dragon did go over to IG.
Yeah, let's take a look at this, how Rookie's able to get stunned here. I don't think he quite anticipated that Xiaohu was going to hit 6 as well there. That, and even if so, it's just the 1-for-1 there. I mean, perhaps he was looking to get the reset, which is why I compare him to Katarina. He's really, really potent on these tower dives. The way he can just blink out in an instant to quite literally instantaneously prevent himself from getting shot by the tower, just as long as he gets the kill. But
look at this, though. Wei feeling pretty confident. Moves in, smites the blue buff away. Now Meiko going for a planet JWei. You can tell this is the style that IG want to do. They want to keep pushing, they want to keep pressing, and they want to keep making Weibo answer questions.
Yeah, it honestly surprises me that they just have a 400 gold lead with the way that things have been looking here in the jungle matchup. But I think that's just because of the solo lanes as we see right now, because yeah, even Jiejie is still the level 5 Mazel. He'll hit it here off the Gromp, no problem, but you see, Wei was really having his number down there and even followed him up to the blue buff just to really set him back.
The mid lane matchup's going to be really... Because we all know what a Cassio can do once you get a couple items and how devastating this champion can be, but we're still testing the waters on lock across the professional sphere. Rookie says it is time to bring it out here in game number 1 of a pretty important best of 3 for their season, or IG in their debut. But it's also kind of just cool to have the Nirvana debut now. Obviously, a lot more stakes, a lot more craziness that is in store for this group Nirvana team, and Weibo and IG trying to take advantage of it. Oh, that's not good.
Burning the petrifying gaze there. Petrifying gaze
I think
there on
it's like a spectator bug, or it goes invisible.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just really misjudged the threat level that was on his screen there. It seemed like, you know, with Lock, that champion may be able to get on top of you, slow you down really quickly, land the ulti, but he doesn't want any part of that. Flashes early. Now Zika in trouble.
Again, playing towards their conditions, playing towards their mechanical outplays, and playing towards their aggression. That's going to be another pick for IG. They're going to get out with a little bit of scrapes and bruises, but that is all. Now 2-1 and a little bit more of a gold lead.
Yeah, beautiful play for IG. Awesome. Gonna have to answer in the mirrored play.
Episode 2, it's the Empire Strikes Back, but it's really Weibo that's striking back. The flash gets burned. Jiejie will also have to get out of there, but will be fine. Still has his flash intact.
Don't underestimate the escape or the catch potential, chase potential of this lock champion here. Just not really able to reach Jarvan there with the low hit points, but able to make his way down here, get away from Cassio for a little bit of time. Maybe find some looks onto the Sivir. Not quite as likely, but yeah, I honestly would say, I would go as far as to say, IG's roster, or IG's meta read, is honestly at a pretty good spot here in my opinion. I think this composition is really strong, bringing the lock into play as well. A lot of people would say from the NACL scene that lock is completely OP and permaban champ. We saw him have 100% presence in the Kespa Cup, so makes perfect sense for him to be picked up here in a composition like this. It's just a matter of how many reps, how proficient is Rookie on the champ.
And I think it's all fine and well to do well individually, especially in the earlier part of the laning phase, but we all know the thing that makes the difference when it comes to competitive teams in League of Legends is mid to late game decision-making, macro decisions, and I want to see if IG have that in store for us today, because we've said it from the draft, and we'll probably talk about it some more, but Weibo's comp gets terrifying once they get multiple items, once they can really set up these 5-on-5 team fights that they want, whereas IG, for the time being, want to find picks, want to find single outs or at least single targets to focus on.
Yeah, it seems just absolutely true that this Weibo comp is going to be a menace to deal with in team fights. If this, pick dive comp from IG isn't really able to get the looks and the snowball they're looking for. And I really think that's why that blunder into Xiaohu from Rookie might come back to cost them. For now, he's pretty much the main gold lead for Weibo in this Cassio with the Roa ticking. We could see some repercussions, some consequences, if you will, around minute 20 if IG doesn't start picking up the pace until then.
Another dragon on the horizon here, and we already see IG looking for those picks I was just talking about. As they're going to look for it. Ooh, Sonic Wave doesn't come through, but the Stand United does. Now Meiko's getting locked down. Wei's trying to put some damage back. The flash plays from both. Wow. Mega Inferno Bomb comes down. And now Wei decides he wants to go back in. I don't think that's a fight you wanted. Cataclysm with a double dunk. He tries to get the double, but it's going to be a beautiful taunt from JWei as Weibo's compositions start to come online.
And that's exactly what they do. You dare dive onto us, we use all our defensive spells to counteract your dive and then fight you. You saw Elk with the perfect spell shield onto Meiko's Hextech Ultimatum. Stand United coming in, channeled from JWei as well. They both arrived to help rescue Elk in what seemed to be a surefire death here, but a beautiful spell shield, super well played from Weibo, and then they counterattack.
And I felt like IG actually had an exit here, but then Wei goes back into the fight. And I was surprised at that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a beautiful Dragon's Rage from Wei kicking them out like that, but just should not have taken that Q. I mean, it's just one of those situations where your mind's got to be telling you no, even if your body's telling you yes, but I think Wei was just hearing too much yes there and couldn't quite help it, giving Weibo the whole dragon as a result.
The song is just too powerful. But again, I love it because we're seeing shades of what we want to see from both teams and how their compositions work. We do have these quests coming through here for both sides. The last grubby that was left alone will end up being taken here by Weibo. That does mean we have a little while, and this is exact situation where Weibo can play back, play safe, and they really force IG to press the mold.
Yeah, and this Sivir champion has been seen as one of the more prominent counter picks into the Ziggs because, as mentioned, this Ziggs Camille combo is just so ridiculously OP, man. The way they're able to guarantee that you get hit by the Ziggs ult with Camille coming in over top, you can't escape it. It does so much damage, and the dive threat is just too real. It seems like the only answer is even Zhonya's, and you can't quite always have the luxury of that. So, thankfully, Sivir has an inbuilt spell shield to just fully have some counterplay. Shen as well. Really good counter dive tools for Weibo's comp, and I just think they're gonna have to pick up the pace as IG and soon.
I've been really appreciating some of the tankier choices. Oh wait, that's not good. Some of the tankier choices, like the Leona, obviously we've been seeing so much into the Camille, but I actually really appreciate this Shen as, again, the global. Obviously makes it a little bit easier if the Camille is trying to get a catch in the side lane. But you also have the multi-man taunt that's possible, and the tankiness up front that Weibo are really going to need. IG looking for an invade.
Yeah, now this is where you could overextend as IG, and we might see a lot of on-the-way pings here from Weibo.
Ward's coming through. The red buff does go over, and here comes the Cataclysm. He doesn't get to leave because the Hextech Ultimatum's already there, and Meiko bites the dust. Public execution from TheShy as he's going to come back in, and he doesn't get his first kill of 2026, but he wants to make it happen here in this one. He got the first, and now he's about to go down. Maybe it's just the TheShy Wei as he gets jumped on by Zika. That's Wei almost getting killed there too. He's down sub 200 health, but IG going to try to find an exit.
Really close fight in the bot side there. I mean, if they're just able to do a little bit more damage, I could totally see Rookie on the lock completely sweeping the back end of that fight, getting reset after reset, but those HP bars just had too much green in the tank. They weren't quite able to do it, but yeah, like I thought so, a pretty deep extension here from IG has Weibo coming in hot for an answer.
And these were kinds of situations we were seeing from IG back in the day. It felt like all the way back at the beginning of the year, but also throughout the split 2. It's just some overextensions, Wei wanting to be aggressive, wanting to press some advantages, but ends up biting off a little bit more than he can chew. And TheShy will eventually go down there, earning his first death of 2026. So now he's got his first death, his first kill, and his first assist.
I couldn't have asked for a better way to see it happen too. Just flash Ambessa ulting, TP flash Ambessa ulting at that into a random red buff invade. I mean, IG group Nirvana is going to be nothing but this all year, so I just can't wait to see. I mean, even this play, these guys are so fun to watch, Mazel.
We're going to see the 4,000 health Rift Herald. They're going to go full in. They're just going to 100-0 way down, so there's no smite left available. The Rift Herald got taken by Xiaohu, so he's doing his due diligence at least. The eye will be grabbed, and Weibo, they are really starting to run away with this one. We call it from the draft. There was a lot of mechanical execution needed. That bar pretty high for IG, and I don't know if they've got the strength to do a pull-up.
Yeah, well, TheShy, the only player left with the red side gold lead. He's going to have to do the heavy lifting. Mazel, who else could we have asked for? Could be this guy on screen, but it looks like it's going to have to be his co-partner in crime. Going to have to carry them across this finish line. They got no towers so far as IG side, just the one top lane tower for Weibo. I'd love to see them break a bot side tower here, something like that for IG, but they just got to worry about this Rift Herald threat now. Drake spawning too, not much going in the way of IG on this map.
And if Weibo keep waiting for objectives, take 5-on-5s, like that is bread and butter, they will win this game. It is IG that really need to cause a hubbub, find something here, find some outplays, find some picks. And right now it doesn't feel like they have the damage profile to be able to do so. 50-50, it's not going to go 50-50, it's just going to go over to Weibo. And now Zika, he finds onto TheShy. TheShy's going to go for the public execution. He's just trying to dodge his way through this fight, but he just goes down. That's the Rift Herald picked up and used as well, as he's going to go straight to this mid lane, try to take it down. He'll be in some trouble though. Yeah, he's going to get Hextech Ultimatum immediately, but Jiejie, he'll be fine. Got the Stand United in there from JWei, and that's what makes this team comp so difficult to crack.
Really well played from Weibo across the board there. I honestly don't even mind the Rift Herald crash into the mid lane tower. I was saying in champs like how these mages just defend the mid lane tower what feels like forever. If you're able to chunk the tower like that, then just go for it, even at the price of Shen ulting. But yeah, that's going to enable them to get this bot tower as well off the back of that successful previous play. But IG doesn't want...
He misses the first nails, tries to go for a combo, but kind of messes it up there. Now, it's going to be JWei coming over to rejoin the fight, and 4v4 in favor now of IG as they move in to push Weibo back to their base. Don't do it, Wei. Don't do it. You don't need to take it. You don't need to take it.
I mean, yeah, this is the LPL, so I mean, I feel like if everyone's near each other, then a fight just has to happen, but somehow, someway, we might be diffusing the situation down there at the Krugs. But yeah, I finally see what you mean, Mazel. We do have what appears to be some kind of a Shaco Q that is just being randomly dispensed onto random champions, so definitely keep your eye out for
that. It's something with lock.
Yeah.
I think it's like the nails being on them or something.
As the spectator, but yeah, I guess that probably is what it is, so just nothing to worry about there. But yeah, it looks like they're getting a decent power spike here, to be honest. With the Shadow Flame coming in on the Ziggs, this is where you can really just one-shot somebody. If you're able to get Camille in there, Lee Sin ult over top, more backline dive, be it Lock, Lee Sin, or Ambessa, any given champion should die. So I want to see them use that. They only really need Camille +1 and then a Ziggs ult over top. So
And I'm going to need, I mean, well, we're potentially getting a little bit of invade stature here from Weibo as they are moving in multiple members. But yeah, at some point tonight and potentially during this game, you're going to need to sell me this this lock champ. Because right now, oh my god, Jiejie just perfectly buffers the Dragon Rage kick. He's still going to go down.
Somehow.
And maybe Rookie's going to be able to get the turnaround now. But he has to flash away from Xiaohu. Look how fast he is. He's just moving like a slippery snake. And he's going to get the slowdown on a Rookie. Those Twin Fangs are hitting. The Petrifying Gaze doesn't, though, unfortunately. Rookie's going to play over the wall, try to get away. But he gets the flash out of Elk. And that's going to be a big pick now onto Rookie, who is playing very back in the base.
I will say that is better than nothing as far as the side of IG goes. I mean, things are looking pretty grim, but you're able to get the shutdown onto Jiejie even after his beautiful buffer. And honestly, the flash out of Sivir as well. I'm sure this guy's wearing a pretty big bounty, sitting at 833 gold prize for killing this guy right now. So that's going to obviously have to be their next target as IG. But take a look at this EQ, or this Q rather, to the E that was previously placed by Jiejie, buying him a lot more space and time. Getting Rookie the reset, however, but it just seemed like this was not a possible path to escape. You know why? Once this Cassiopeia champ has that unleashed teleport move speed, this champion just gets like way more move speed than what should be possible thanks to her new passive nowadays, especially with Celerity. So yeah, you can't outrun that as Rookie. And well ahead of time is Weibo for this third Drake of theirs. Looks like that's going to be really easy to claim. Lots of things going their way on this current iteration.
And I don't mind that IG continue to try to find things. It just hasn't stuck just yet. And TheShy needs to have a really big pop-up. JWei just going to go for the flash taunt. JWei is going to not find the damage there as a Mega Death or Mega Inferno Bomb rather comes through. Locke does get a kill at least. Rookie able to get his second of the game. I don't know what this does mean though for the setup. He needs to pick it up. There you go. So if you don't know if you kill somebody after you pop that one, you do get a permanent buff through the Purgatory. That's pretty nice.
Honestly, I really think that increased IG's chances of winning by a solid amount because, as I said, Elk needs to be the target. He just burned his flash in the previous play, honestly, unnecessarily, to kill what was Rookie. And guess what? Rookie is the one who actually gets to claim that consequential prize. So it worked out for Rookie in the end, and now he's going to be really quite rich, really quite strong, maybe able to mount a fight at this Drake.
Round 2, we fought before the Dragon, now we fought at the Dragon. You know, they're two different setups, two different movies, if you will. And IG looking to be the center of attention here as TheShy is going to TP in. He's going to be able to get that big shield on the Mbessa, and he is pretty strong right now. The Dragon started up about a quarter health down. Weibo going to try to move in. JWei can't really do anything, though. He's just getting poked down by Awesome. Jiejie is in the pit now, looking for a 50-50. It's going to be a move on Awesome. It's going to go in the pit again. Jiejie, round 2. It's going to go over to Wei. He's able to secure that one, but then the double counter-strike comes through into the taunt from JWei, and it's Elk that's ripping him to pieces here with those ricochets. Rookie can't really get out much. There's going to be that Purgatory, but he will be stuck in his own version of hellish Purgatory here. That Weibo have locked him in.
Wow, I mean, the second iteration of the fight was not nearly as successful as the first. It's just going to come down to what happens here around the Nash. Is Weibo going to be able to slay this Baron on time? If so, this game state is really cooked for IG, and of course, all pings, all units being sent straight to this Baron. Looks like TheShy and his team has made the executive call to give it on over. And wow, I really thought Rookie getting the Shadow Flame here on the shutdown and Sivir still having no flash would mean they could fight this, but I guess what? Camille has no R, Ziggs doesn't, Locke doesn't. I guess he just can't fight, can he?
It's a tough. You can see Rookie can't even really get damage down. And by the time he does, he's just dying too. Gets a little bit back with the Purgatory, but it is all she wrote there. And again, it's just shining through exactly what we talked about from draft. Weibo's composition as 5 are way stronger and more consistent when they are fighting together. And that's what we've seen for the last while. That will be the split on the Dragon, so at least IG buying themselves a little bit of time, but I don't know if time helps them with their comp.
Yeah, you know, I am just of the belief that this Cassio champion is absurdly overpowered. So if you're able to Yeah, like that's the thing, right? You're asking me sell me on the lock, and unfortunately, I don't know if I can sell you this pen because it just seems that against Cassiopeia, it's probably not necessarily the pick. I mean, it seems there's almost nothing you can pick into this champion to have a good time. I mean, especially with Syndra not being available. So yeah, he just takes the lock, and as strong as that champion is, I just think you want to be against anything else.
I'm looking for this Baron push. Wei was thinking about going for a little bit of a kickaroonies. He does have the insect available. Here comes Jiejie to put 4 of them in a cage and maybe call them babies. That's going to be putting them to sleep now. TheShy will go quietly into the night, and that is Weibo moving into the base.
Jiejie with the beautiful Cataclysm there onto practically the whole team of IG. That means they're really going to have so much pressure into the base here. On the side of Weibo, it's going to be really difficult to answer this as IG. Looks like they might not have as much of a prize as I thought. Not quite escaping with the bot inhibitor. Rookie here.
Oh, he wanted the flash play. He hits the nails.
Auto.
Doesn't hit the purgatory. Still gets the kill, though. Doesn't get the permanent buff, but he still gets a big kill.
And that's where we get to see what I compare most to the Echo E ability, which Locke does have. Just able to blink first, then dash thereafter with that extra range auto. So much catch potential, especially with the move speed coming out. But take a look at this from Jiejie. Flash, Cataclysm, onto the whole team. You could only wonder if his team had a Galio, if his team had a Ziggs, they could have just ended the game right there and been on Synapse. But fortunately, that's the other team's composition style. So.
And I'll just have to, we'll talk about this more, I'm sure, but JWei is having an insane game on the Shen. He missed a couple things in the earlier part of the game, but he has been so integral in stopping IG's advances, countering their plays in the fights as well. He's perfectly timing staying united. He's finding these huge taunts to layer in all this damage, and so far he's a shining piece to this Weibo roster and a great addition.
Yeah, I almost totally forgot that this was JWei's Weibo Gaming debut, and with that being mentioned, it's a really solid performance coming up from him from Mazel. I have no complaints at all whatsoever. I think as Weibo, you're pretty happy with the off-season move that you did make here so far.
You see some vision play coming through your shot. He really wanted that scuttle crab. He will end up flashing away. He does make it out, actually, which is crazy because he had literally nobody behind him. I think Xiaohu just got away with it right there, and nobody knows until they review the footage later. What happens when you review footage like that and you're like, damn, man, we could have just killed him?
Yeah, that's honestly sometimes the thing that happens where you immediately, as soon as a game ends, you say, hey, show me minute 31. Was he in the bush? Where did he have teammates behind him? You know, because you always wonder, there's these huge gambits you have to take with the Fog of War sometimes. It's hard to really know, but this is really consequential. Xiaohu having no flash on the Cassio, going to be a prime target for Rookie and his crew. I just know Meiko is tearing at the seams to get this Cassio right now.
Like Speed McQueen there as he comes out of that TP.
Though.
But it is all preemptive for this dragon. Third dragon for either team on a Hextech Soul.
Yeah, that's gonna mean this game could last a bit longer than usual. Really fortunate for IG that they were able to escape the previous play with that Drake, giving over the Baron as a consequence, but we're gonna fight here surely.
Dragon getting low. Wei's gonna have to make his way into the pit if he wants it. They don't go for the kill. They go for the fight. Oh my god, the fight's already over before they turn around. Meiko just gets blasted to the heavens, and now TheShy and Rookie, that duo that's coming back, the fateful kings of IG, will try to find their exit strategy. TheShy goes ahead and takes the only parachute in the plane, and Rookie will be left in the crashing, burning evisceration.
They expect one of us in the wreckage, brother, says TheShy to Rookie as he is left to the wolves
too
and
fast,
the hounds
too
there.
IG.
And he's just not quite able to escape with his life. Somehow still holding on to a goal lead here on this lock. So, I mean, you would think that they have some chances here to make use of their comp, but you see just how good Weibo's comp is at stopping IGs from doing what they want to do. And I think we've long crossed the point of no return for Weibo to be the team 100%. That is outscaling.
Yeah, I think IG are they're in some trouble here. They're in some hot water. They have all the fandom. They have like 80 to 90% of the fandom in the building, but right now Weibo putting a little bit of a quiet on. Kind of like when BLG BT1 in Korea. That was great. But a little bit set up potentially around this top side of the map. You can see a lot of vision being played up here by Weibo. Baron up in 10. They do have a Casio. They do have a Sivir. They have the burn tools.
Yeah, this Baron can absolutely be shredded by this LDR Sivir, by this Casio. And that is a super serious concern and threat here for IG at this current 29-minute mark. I don't think it's going to be very easy to walk in here with the vision you have, with the resources that you have. You're at a huge disadvantage here.
TP coming in as well. Zika's going to have a huge shield. Jiejie just goes for the fight. The flash play for JWei again. The hero-making moment coming through from this jungle support duo. Can it work? 4v5. Zika has an angle. Baron down about a quarter health here. They want to go for the fight, but now TheShy is ripping him a new one. Mega Inferno Bomb comes through and lands straight onto JWei's head. Takes him down. Now it's a 4v4. Baron didn't get reset. Oh, public execution goes wide. Xiaohu hits the big setup on the other side. It's going to be the Baron smote away by Jiejie. And now TheShy will get flashed on by Jiejie himself. He'll go for the Cataclysm play over the wall. And just like that, IG are missing everybody but awesome.
Just like that, Weibo secures the Baron, sitting on Soul Point here, sitting with all the respawn timers for the top side of IG. Not many hit points for some of their members, but more than enough to make this mid lane push, considering Awesome has practically no mana left in there. Would not be surprised to see them take some inhibs here, if not go further for Weibo.
All I'm going to say is, I see you, Weibo. I see you. Okay. You maybe took some of those lessons to heart from Split 2. And disappointment, I feel like it's been turned into a little bit of a weapon. I mean, yeah, Jiejie just stunting on people out here better than I've seen it, I feel like, years.
Weibo is online. Weibo is active out here. 21 kills. Absolutely stomping IG in terms of the score. You know, we're looking at 21-7. They got 3 times the kills, over 20 of them thus far onto IG. Just looking like the superior team out here in this draft right now. And it's going to be a pretty seamless closeout here from this.
This follow-through play from Jiejie after all of this happens, by the way, just steps in. This play is so big brain, man. The flash play in the dunk on the other side of the wall. I love to see those kinds of moments.
Yeah, they're just in such a pristine condition here for Weibo. It really looked like Wei could have had an entrance, could have had a chance there to steal away that Baron and really get IG back into this game. But it looks like it's just not quite going to be possible.
There's going to be Baron minions aplenty coming into mid and bot lane. It will leave Rookie to get a little bit of side lane gold there with the bounty completed and the outer tower taken, but they are losing so much more for it. As Baron buff still up for another minute. Xiaohu tries to go for the Petrifying Gaze, doesn't even need the stun, doesn't even need to turn them to stone because they were already so. It might be a huge moment for Weibo, but it's also a giant welcome party for TheShy and Rookie back in the league. Weibo say know your place. 1-0 to start this best of 3.
Just like that, they are able to take it home. That's Weibo. That's how we get it done here. You know, we wanted to see TheShy and Rookie have their perfect pop-off return performance, but we didn't quite get to see it there, Mazel.
We did not, and Jiejie and JWei, heck of a tongue twister if you want to say it 10 times fast, put on a clinic on this J4 and the Shen respectively. Great pieces to the puzzles. Love some of Xiaohu's moments. Some misses there for sure. Elk very consistent. Zika was able to keep kind of the Shy locked down, but it was Jiejie and JWei who just made magic happen.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, Mazel, I really do gotta go do something to fix the lights right now, so I need you to clutch this post-show for us, but that was such a clutch performance. I really wish I didn't have to go this moment, but I just really need to be right back. Please tell everyone how close that was from IG, how TheShy almost got there. Just lie to them. Tell them all that TheShy almost had the perfect performance, Mazel. Please, you got that. Let's go. TheShy fight thing.
My caster's gonna leave me. You know, this might be a first for me, actually. I don't think I've ever had this happen to me. But TheShy didn't pull it off, folks. I'm sorry. Weibo did, though. And I got to keep heaping praise on that team because It's been incredible to see the different iterations of this team, and especially who Elk's been paired with at least. But very nice to see kind of two of the shot calling centrals be on point today as well. Especially because it's JWei, right? The newest piece of the team, and really you could see in the communication, I don't know if everybody was watching their cameras as well, but he is constantly kind of directing and helping, it feels like, at least. Very one-sided game in the end. We said it from draft. It is a very good team composition from Weibo. I think Clear Love put together a great composition for them to play, gave them a lot of avenues forward for them, and were able to kind of keep it in tow. If they had gotten lost in the sauce and were losing some of those earlier fights, I think it could be a little bit more difficult for sure. But they did not, and they stood strong. They kept grouping, they kept moving JWei around the map, even the top lane play. Pretty impressive stuff. So very, very one-sided in the end, even taking a couple Barons there. No Dragon Soul, which is crazy to me at this point of the game, but it was a nice split there coming through. Meiko, I don't know about the Camille, man. The Camille was a little bit tough for Meiko, but I think the whole team was having a little bit of trouble there for IG. Started well, got first blood for Meiko, but it was these stand uniteds, the counter plays that were coming through from Weibo that just continuously brought them home. As my caster's back. Hello. Welcome back. Potentially.
Make it back.
Maybe. Okay, nice. Welcome back. How was
so
your adventure?
I am very apologetic about what just happened right there, chat. If only you knew the amount of extent we have to go through here at the Winthrop University Laboratory at the post evening hours, 5 a.m. Some really dangerous things happening, almost as dangerous as this play from IG going for the enemy team's red buff. Unprecedented, mind you, some situations in life are. So that's just how it is out here when we watch the LPL.
You just gotta do it how you can, any way possible. Weibo did that in this game. I was talking a lot about Weibo. I started talking a little bit of IG. Are there things that you want to see IG clean up? Things you want to see them do a little bit differently?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to see them on something that they're guaranteed able to perform on. I think the lock is just a bit too much of a gambit. I mean, I can't imagine he's possibly played more than a dozen games, and there's champions where, you know, rookie really is no rookie at the end of the day. When he picked lock, he becomes a literal rookie. When he picks a champion he's comfortable on, let's say LeBlanc, literally anybody else that's ever came out in the mid lane, he's more than just any rookie then, Mazel.
And this is just perfectly setting us up for 3 games, which is the exact number of games that I expect from this series. You give them a little bit of false hope in game number 1. Weibros make you think, man, they got it together. They look really good. And then they lose game 2. And then we go to a very close game 3. That's just the script.
Yeah, that is the script, literally.
At least when Weibo's involved. But it's nice to see, again, first iteration of these teams here in split number 3, a very important split. We've talked that to no end. I'm sure we'll continue talking about it, but it's nice to see Weibo kind of put together a holistic performance like this to start the split.
Yeah, I think when it comes to this kind of team, the script is just so written beforehand, though. It's just so programmed into this series. I mean, when TheShy and the Rookie are in the equation as well, it's just simple math for us LPL enjoyers at the end of the day. TheShy and Rookie are going to deliver an absolutely both-sided performance. They're going to completely, let's just say, underperform, have some silly events take place, and then they're going to do the most unfathomable magic to get some unimaginable victories, and we're just going to get to watch all of it and everywhere in between.
So I got to ask you, who do you think's getting MVP?
Out of this one, I mean, I really think Xiaohu didn't hold on to much of the gold lead, so it's kind of strange. It felt like he was one of the stronger members. I think it's low-key gotta be JWei. He was just there at every play as the Shen, able to withstand the onslaught that IG was trying to bring. So JWei on his rookie performance was beautiful, man.
It was the 4-man dunk. It was the 4-man cataclysm, I think. You know.
Yeah, that is pretty fresh.
He did
in the
have
minds
also
of
almost
the
100%
voters.
KP, which is pretty good.
He was just everywhere, wasn't he? I mean, him and JWei were just running this game. It felt like wherever he was, favorable fights were happening. You know, I think back to some of these dragons, he let one of them get away from him, but it didn't matter because they won the ensuing fight thereafter and then got the Baron, which Wei could have possibly stolen if Jiejie wasn't, you know, really on his A game. So
True.
you gotta account for that.
Well, that's it for game number 1 of our second series of the day. Still plenty of LPL action to go, and another shot for TheShy and Rookie to have a beneficial debut here in 2026 Split 3. We will see you after a short break for game number 2.